Seniors, stop taking these two vitamins. They may be weakening your legs and causing cramps. Are your legs starting to feel heavier? Weaker? Maybe just walking across the room leaves you more sore or tired than usual. If even simple things like standing up, going upstairs, or walking around the block feel harder than they used to, listen closely because what I'm about to share may shock you. It's not just age, and it's not just about exercise. In fact, the problem might be hiding in the very vitamins you think are helping you stay strong. Yes, two common vitamins, often marketed as essential for seniors, may actually be silently destroying your leg strength. They're found in thousands of supplements, fortified foods, and even drinks that many older adults take every single day. But recent studies suggest they could be triggering cramps, increasing joint pain, and accelerating muscle breakdown, especially in people over 60. And here's the scariest part. These vitamins are likely sitting right in your medicine cabinet, in bottles that promise better health but deliver the opposite. I've seen it again and again, seniors trying to do the right thing, but unknowingly making their legs weaker, more unstable, and more prone to swelling, stiffness, and pain. In today's video, we'll uncover the two worst vitamins seniors should avoid, plus the foods and drinks that often sneak them into your daily routine. We'll also reveal exactly what to do instead if you want to rebuild leg strength, avoid nighttime cramps, and stay mobile, steady, and pain-free well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. So stick with me until the very end, because if you've been feeling more off balance, more fatigued, or just not yourself, this could be the missing link your body's been trying to tell you about. Before we begin, drop a comment and tell me where you're tuning in from. I always love hearing from you. And if you have questions while you watch, feel free to leave them below. And of course, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another life-changing tip from Forever Health 247. If this topic resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Either way, I'm truly glad you're here now. Let's take a closer look at the two vitamins that could be slowly weakening your legs without you even knowing it. Number 10. Sweets and sugary desserts. While desserts have always brought comfort, joy, and celebration, after the age of 60, these sweet indulgences can quietly turn into enemies of your leg health. Excessive refined sugar doesn't just impact your waistline, it triggers widespread inflammation in your muscles and joints, making your legs feel more tender, stiff, and prone to deterioration. As we age, our muscles naturally weaken, and sugar speeds up that process by increasing insulin resistance, which robs your muscles of the energy they need to stay strong and functional. At the same time, added sugar leads to weight gain, and even a few extra pounds can put serious stress on the knees, hips, and ankles, joints already worn down from years of use. Think of every step you take carrying unnecessary weight. It's like adding bricks to a fragile bridge. What's more, sugar increases toxin production in the body, worsening inflammation and making recovery from even minor activity feel exhausting. And did you know sugar also disrupts blood circulation? With too much of it, the tiny vessels in your legs struggle to deliver oxygen and nutrients, slowing muscle repair and increasing fatigue. That slice of cake at night might feel rewarding, but it could be stealing your energy and mobility the next morning. And it's not just the sugar. Most commercial sweets are loaded with artificial dyes, preservatives, and additives that further aggravate inflammation. Together, this creates a damaging combination that drains your vitality over time. I remember one gentleman from our community who couldn't figure out why his ankles were always swollen by the afternoon. When he cut out his nightly store-bought cookies and replaced them with a few slices of cinnamon roasted apples, the difference was incredible, as puffiness, better energy, and improved sleep within just a couple of weeks. The lesson? You don't have to give up desserts completely, you just have to make smarter choices. Natural alternatives like fresh fruit with a touch of honey or cinnamon, or homemade treats with reduced sugar, can satisfy your cravings while still respecting your health. Your legs do so much for you every day, supporting your steps, carrying your weight, and preserving your freedom. So let's return the favor by feeding them wisely. Your strength, independence, and even your sweet tooth will thank you for it. Number 9. Fried foods. Tempting as they are, those golden French fries or crispy chicken nuggets, the damage fried foods do to your body after 60 is far more serious than most people realize. Rich in trans and saturated fats, these foods trigger inflammation that stiffens your joints, weakens your muscles, and leaves your legs sore, tight, and more vulnerable to injury. I once spoke to a senior named Helen who told me she loved having fried fish every Friday, but over time, she started noticing swelling in her knees and a heaviness in her legs that made getting out of bed more difficult. What she didn't know was that the very fats she was consuming were disrupting her circulation, restricting the oxygen and nutrients her muscles needed to stay strong. Fried foods also contribute to plaque buildup in blood vessels, which not only slows healing but accelerates wear and tear in the joints, especially in the knees and ankles. Common culprits like donuts, fried chicken, and French fries may bring temporary satisfaction, but they come at the cost of your long-term strength and stability. Think about how your legs feel after a heavy, greasy meal: sluggish, sore, maybe even crampy. That's your body trying to process the excess fat, which drains energy and deprives muscles of the resources they need. Over time, this pattern leads to fatigue, loss of muscle tone, and even weight gain, each extra pound placing additional strain on your lower body. What makes this even more alarming is that fried foods are often nutrient poor. They lack the proteins, vitamins, and minerals needed to maintain muscle health. And with age-related muscle loss already working against you, a diet filled with fried foods only accelerates the loss of strength and mobility. Replacing fried items with grilled, baked, or air-fried alternatives can feel like a small change, but the impact on your legs, your balance, and your confidence is huge. So next time you're tempted by that deep-fried snack, ask yourself, is it really worth sacrificing my mobility and independence? Your legs carry you through every day. Let's feed them in a way that keeps them moving with ease and strength. Number 8. White bread. While it might be a staple at breakfast or a quick snack throughout the day, white bread quietly undermines your health, especially after the age of 60. Made from refined flour, white bread goes through heavy processing that strips away most of its fiber, minerals, and nutrients, leaving behind a fast-digesting carbohydrate that spikes your blood sugar within minutes. These glucose surges are more than just numbers. They directly affect your leg muscles by draining energy and increasing fatigue. Over time, repeated blood sugar spikes contribute to insulin resistance, which makes it harder for glucose to enter your muscle cells. And when your muscles don't get enough fuel, they weaken, shrink, and lose their ability to support daily movement. This loss of muscle mass, also known as sarcopenia, is already a natural part of aging, but white bread accelerates the process. I remember a client, Mr. Thompson, who used to start every morning with white toast and jam. He told me his legs always felt tired by noon, even though he wasn't very active. After swapping white bread for whole grain options and adding eggs to his breakfast, he noticed a real difference in just 2 weeks: more energy, less swelling, and better balance. That's no coincidence. White bread doesn't just fail to nourish, it actively contributes to the deterioration of your muscles by offering empty calories with no protein or muscle-supporting nutrients. Worse still, it often comes paired with butter, processed cheese, or sugary spreads, which only add extra fat and inflammation, putting more strain on your knees, ankles, and hips. Weight gain is another common outcome of frequent white bread consumption, and every extra pound adds pressure to your joints, increasing the risk of pain, stiffness, and falls. But the solution isn't to give up bread altogether, it's to choose smarter alternatives. Opt for whole grain, sprouted grain, or oat-based breads, preferably fermented for better digestion. These types of bread are rich in fiber, help regulate blood sugar, and contain minerals that support muscle contraction and repair. When paired with protein-rich foods like avocado, nut butters, or boiled eggs, they create a complete, energizing meal. So next time you reach for that soft, fluffy white slice, remember, what seems harmless can slowly erode your strength and independence. Make the switch. It's one small change that your legs and your future will thank you for. Number 7. Instant noodles. While they may seem like the ultimate convenience food, quick, cheap, and easy to prepare, instant noodles can quietly take a serious toll on your body, especially after the age of 60. Made primarily from refined white flour and loaded with chemical additives, these noodles offer very little in the way of nutrition. They're high in calories, but low in the essential nutrients your muscles and joints desperately need, like fiber, protein, and critical vitamins and minerals. Over time, regularly consuming this type of food can directly contribute to muscle loss, weaker legs, and reduced mobility. One of the biggest concerns with instant noodles is their sky-high sodium content. A single serving can contain more than half of your recommended daily salt intake. For older adults, that's particularly dangerous. Excess sodium causes your body to retain fluid, which leads to swelling, especially in the legs, ankles, and feet. It also raises blood pressure, making it harder for your heart to pump nutrient-rich blood to your muscles. Poor circulation leaves those muscles undernourished and sluggish, slowing down their recovery and reducing your ability to stay active. Then there are the flavor packets, often filled with artificial preservatives, food coloring, and monosodium glutamate, MSG. While these enhance the taste, they can trigger chronic low-grade inflammation, especially in the joints. Even subtle inflammation over time can damage the cartilage in your knees and hips, leading to stiffness, soreness, and a gradual decline in mobility. You might not notice the damage immediately, but if your legs feel heavy or your joints ache after meals, these hidden ingredients could be playing a role. Equally important is the effect instant noodles have on your metabolism. Because they contain almost no fiber, they spike your blood sugar rapidly. This kind of glycemic instability interferes with insulin function, preventing your muscles from efficiently using glucose for energy. When your muscles don't get the energy they need, they fatigue quickly. Even a short walk can feel exhausting. I remember a senior patient who said she relied on instant noodles for lunch most days because of the convenience. But after switching to a simple bowl of brown rice with steamed vegetables and boiled eggs, she noticed her legs no longer felt as swollen or weak by mid-afternoon. The truth is, instant noodles may save a few minutes in the kitchen, but they can cost you years of leg strength and comfort. If you're reaching for them out of habit, consider healthier, quick alternatives like whole grain crackers with hummus, oatmeal with flax seeds, or even pre-cooked quinoa bowls. These options are just as easy but offer nutrients that actually nourish your muscles and joints instead of breaking them down. By making this simple shift, you're not just avoiding harm, you're actively preserving your mobility, your comfort, and your independence. The next time you feel the urge to grab a packet of instant noodles, pause and think about the long walk you still want to take, the stairs you still want to climb, or the grandkids you want to keep up with. The right food can help you stay in motion, and it starts with saying no to shortcuts that harm you in the long run. Number 6. Ultra-processed cheeses. While they might seem convenient and tasty, those cheese spreads, pre-packaged slices, or melt-ready shreds, they come with hidden dangers, especially for anyone over 60 who's trying to maintain leg strength and mobility. These ultra-processed cheeses are often loaded with sodium and saturated fats, which affect the muscular and vascular systems in two key ways. First, the sodium promotes fluid retention and raises blood pressure, while the saturated fat reduces the flexibility of your blood vessels, impairing circulation. The result? Legs that feel bloated, heavy, and uncomfortable, especially after a salty, cheesy meal. But it doesn't stop there. Many of these products also contain preservatives and phosphates that disrupt the body's mineral balance. Two minerals, in particular calcium and magnesium, are essential for strong muscle contractions and bone health. When these minerals aren't properly absorbed, the body begins to show signs like joint discomfort, muscle fatigue, and even nighttime leg cramps. Because your legs contain the largest and most frequently used muscles in your body, they're often the first to suffer. Another serious concern is the lack of quality protein. Unlike traditional cheeses like ricotta, cottage cheese, or fresh farmer's cheese, ultra-processed versions go through industrial manufacturing that strips away much of their natural nutritional value. You may be consuming plenty of calories, but without the essential amino acids your muscles need, you're not truly feeding your body. This gradual loss of muscle is one of the leading causes of reduced mobility and dependency as we age. This isn't just about short-term comfort, it's about preserving your long-term independence. Over time, the lack of essential nutrients in processed cheeses weakens your bones and muscles. Everyday movements like walking to the mailbox or climbing a single flight of stairs start feeling harder than they should. That struggle might be tied directly to the type of cheese you're putting on your morning toast or sandwich. Making a switch to fresher, less processed cheeses can be one of the easiest and most effective ways to protect your legs. Ricotta, cottage cheese, and farmer's cheese offer cleaner proteins, fewer additives, and more of the minerals your body needs to stay mobile and strong. Remember, small changes add up, and what you eat directly shapes how you move, feel, and live each day. And stay with us, because we're getting close to revealing the two most surprising vitamins that could be quietly harming your legs. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 5. Industrial ice creams. While they may be a nostalgic comfort or a favorite way to cool off on a warm afternoon, these store-bought frozen desserts pose a hidden threat to leg health, especially after the age of 60. Industrial ice creams are typically loaded with refined sugars and saturated fats, creating the perfect storm for inflammation and energy instability. After you eat them, your blood sugar spikes sharply, giving you a temporary rush, only to crash shortly afterward. That crash leaves your muscles, particularly those in your legs, starved for stable energy, resulting in heaviness, weakness, and fatigue. Beyond just sugar, low-quality ice creams are packed with saturated fats that damage your cardiovascular system over time. As blood vessels narrow and harden, oxygen-rich blood struggles to reach your extremities. That lack of oxygen and nutrients means your leg muscles are left undernourished, leading to tingling, numbness, cramps, and eventually, a slow but steady decline in muscle strength. You might think you're just enjoying a treat, but your legs could be paying the price silently in the background. And let's not forget the additives, artificial colors, emulsifiers, and thickeners, which may enhance texture and shelf life, but not your health. These ingredients contribute to a state of chronic low-grade inflammation, which is one of the leading causes of joint pain and muscle tissue breakdown as we age. The body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients essential for muscle repair, like magnesium and vitamin D. As a result, even small physical activities like walking to the store or climbing stairs can start to feel like a workout. To make matters worse, these ice creams are high in calories, but virtually empty when it comes to actual nutrition. They provide no meaningful protein, vitamins, or minerals, nothing to build muscle, strengthen joints, or support energy production. It's a cycle of empty pleasure. Every spoonful may satisfy the tongue, but quietly drains your body's ability to stay firm, mobile, and pain-free. I once had a client in her early 70s who said she loved a bowl of ice cream after dinner. But after noticing her legs were constantly cramping and feeling heavy, she made the switch to a bowl of frozen banana blended with a dash of cinnamon and unsweetened almond milk. Within a week, the night cramps eased and her energy improved. If you enjoy something cold and sweet, there are healthier ways to satisfy the craving. Try frozen Greek yogurt with berries, homemade fruit popsicles with no added sugar, or a small serving of cottage cheese with a drizzle of honey. These options still offer that satisfying treat but come with protein, probiotics, or antioxidants that actually help your legs recover and thrive. Remember, every bite is either helping your legs become stronger or pulling them further away from strength and comfort. Choose wisely and your body will thank you for it with every step you take. Number 4. Canned foods. While undeniably convenient, canned foods often contain hidden ingredients that can quietly sabotage your leg health, especially as you age. Most canned products are packed with chemical preservatives like sodium benzoate, nitrites, artificial colors, and excessive salt. These additives may extend shelf life, but they wreak havoc on your muscles and blood vessels. Regular consumption promotes chronic inflammation, interferes with muscle regeneration, and restricts oxygen delivery to your tissues. In simple terms, your muscles can't recover, and your legs begin to feel heavier, stiffer, and more painful over time. One of the biggest culprits in canned foods is sodium. It may not taste overly salty, but just one serving can carry a large portion of your daily salt limit. This excess sodium leads to fluid retention, a common cause of swelling and discomfort in the legs. That heavy, dragging feeling after a salty meal? It's your body struggling to circulate blood efficiently. Seniors with high blood pressure are particularly vulnerable, as the added salt places even more strain on an already taxed cardiovascular system. Over time, circulation worsens, and muscles begin to lose strength from the inside out. Another overlooked problem is the decline in nutritional quality. Even canned vegetables or meats may look healthy, but the high heat processing used to preserve them often strips away key nutrients like magnesium, potassium, and vitamin B6, vital for muscle health. What's left is a product that's low in nutrition but high in metabolic stress, meaning your body has to work harder just to process the meal. This leaves you drained of energy and more prone to fatigue or cramping, especially in your legs. I once met a retired teacher who ate canned soup almost every night thinking it was a light and convenient dinner. But she noticed that her ankles were always swollen, and walking felt increasingly difficult. After swapping her canned meals for simple homemade soups using fresh vegetables and low-sodium broth, she reported not just better energy but less stiffness and improved balance within 2 weeks. There's also the risk of aluminum exposure. While it's present in small amounts in certain can linings, long-term consumption can lead to accumulation in the body. Some research suggests this may negatively impact nerve and muscle function, raising the risk of falls, coordination issues, or chronic weakness. When your legs start to feel less reliable, the issue may not be just a GI, it could be the very foods you rely on for ease. Choosing fresh, frozen, or naturally preserved alternatives can make a noticeable difference. Whether it's frozen peas, dried beans, or simple home-prepped meals, these options retain more nutrients and come without the chemical burden. Within days of switching to whole, clean foods, many people notice improved energy, reduced swelling, and better muscle tone. If you think only fast food or sugary snacks are hurting your legs, think again. Some of the most common pantry staples can be just as harmful. And stay tuned, because up next, We're about to uncover two popular vitamins that may actually be weakening your muscles instead of helping them. What you're about to learn might just surprise you. Number 3. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG. From instant noodles and ready-made seasonings to packet soups, frozen dinners, and meat broths, MSG is everywhere in industrialized foods. While it's commonly used to enhance flavor, its impact on the human body, especially after the age of 60, goes far beyond taste. For seniors, regular consumption of MSG can be particularly harmful, especially to leg muscles and nerve function. MSG interferes with neurotransmitters responsible for muscle contraction by overstimulating nerve cells. This overstimulation may lead to symptoms such as muscle aches, fatigue, headaches, and tingling. In older adults, these effects often show up in the legs as heaviness, stiffness, or even subtle tremors. As the body ages, it becomes more vulnerable to excitotoxic compounds like MSG, which can damage neurons and lead to decreased coordination and muscular function. The risks don't stop there. MSG also triggers low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout the body, particularly in joints, muscles, and blood vessels. This persistent inflammation hampers circulation and oxygen delivery to the extremities. As a result, the legs receive less nourishment, making them more prone to cramping, weakness, and eventually mobility loss. Combined with the fact that most MSG-containing foods are also high in sodium, the risk of swelling and fluid retention in the legs, known as leg edema, increases dramatically. What's even more concerning is MSG's effect on energy metabolism. It alters the way your muscles use glucose, reducing their ability to efficiently convert food into strength. This means that even everyday activities like standing, walking, or climbing stairs can feel more tiring. Over time, this can lead to a loss of muscle mass and greater dependency on others for simple daily tasks. I remember a viewer who wrote in sharing her story. She loved quick meals, instant soups, and microwavable rice dishes because cooking felt tiring. But after months of unexplained leg cramps, heaviness, and energy crashes, she cut out MSG-containing products and started cooking simple meals with garlic, lemon, and olive oil. Within weeks, her legs felt lighter, and her strength began returning. One of the challenges with MSG is that it's often hidden on food labels under names like flavor enhancer, yeast extract, hydrolyzed protein, or E621. Many people are unknowingly consuming it every day. That's why the best approach is to stick to natural flavorings: fresh herbs, onions, garlic, lemon juice, and a touch of sea salt or olive oil. These ingredients not only add taste, but also support your health and muscle strength. In short, MSG may be making your food taste better, but it could be silently weakening your legs from the inside out. If you're over 60 and notice unusual fatigue or stiffness in your lower body, the answer might be hiding in your pantry. Number 2. Excess vitamin A. While vitamin A plays a vital role in supporting vision, immune function, and maintaining skin health, consuming too much, especially through supplements, can quietly harm your leg muscles, particularly after age 60. As we get older, the body becomes less efficient at breaking down and eliminating excess vitamin A. When intake surpasses the body's needs, it begins to accumulate in the liver and joints, leading to a range of negative symptoms, many of which are mistakenly attributed to aging or unrelated conditions. One of the most common signs of vitamin A toxicity, also known as hypervitaminosis, is muscle pain, especially in the legs and lower back. This discomfort often mimics joint or spinal problems, making it difficult to pinpoint the real source. Some seniors even report trouble climbing stairs, walking for extended periods, or rising from a seated position, classic signs that their nutritional balance may be off. The excess vitamin A inflames muscular tissues and disrupts the balance of other essential minerals in the body, particularly magnesium and calcium. Without enough of these minerals, muscles can't properly contract and relax, increasing the risk of cramps, fatigue, and weakness in the legs. It doesn't stop there. High levels of stored vitamin A also interfere with liver function and energy production. When the liver is overloaded, the body struggles to generate enough energy to power the muscles, leading to a slow but steady decline in mobility and strength. Worse still, excess vitamin A contributes to bone demineralization. This is especially dangerous in the hips and legs, which bear most of the body's weight. For those already living with osteopenia or osteoporosis, this creates a heightened risk of fractures, falls, and a dramatic loss of independence. I recall a gentleman in his 70s who began taking a high-potency multivitamin recommended by a friend. Within months, he complained of aching legs, low energy, and difficulty maintaining balance. His doctor discovered that his vitamin A levels were nearly double the recommended amount. Once he stopped the supplement and switched to a food-based diet, his symptoms began to ease, and he regained much of his strength within a few weeks. It's important to remember that vitamin A is already found in many everyday foods. Liver, egg yolks, whole milk, carrots, and pumpkin are just a few rich sources. For most people, a balanced diet provides more than enough vitamin A without the need for supplementation. The real danger arises when seniors take additional vitamin A through multivitamins or fortified products, unaware that their total intake has exceeded safe levels. In short, more isn't always better, especially when it comes to fat-soluble vitamins like A, which can build up quietly and cause serious harm over time. If you're considering supplements, always consult with your healthcare provider first, and be cautious of taking high-dose formulations without medical guidance. Next, we'll uncover one more vitamin often taken for energy and immunity that might be silently contributing to your leg pain and stiffness. The truth may surprise you, so stay tuned. Number 1. Excess vitamin D. While vitamin D is often praised, especially for older adults, for its role in supporting strong bones and a healthy immune system, too much of a good thing can quietly cause harm, especially to your legs. Most people don't realize that excessive vitamin D, usually from oversupplementation rather than food or sunlight, can build up in the body because it's fat-soluble. This condition, known as hypervitaminosis D, can trigger a rise in calcium levels in the blood. A condition called hypercalcemia which often leads to symptoms like leg stiffness, burning sensations, cramps, and joint pain. I once spoke to a retired physical therapist, Helen, who started taking high-dose vitamin D supplements daily, thinking it would improve her mobility. Instead, she began feeling increasing stiffness in her thighs and calves, which she mistook for age-related decline. A simple blood test later revealed her vitamin D levels were more than double the recommended range. What was meant to protect her bones was actually damaging her flexibility and comfort. Excess vitamin D can also affect the nerves, interfering with the electrical signals that control muscle contractions and balance. In some cases, it even causes unwanted calcium deposits in soft tissues like muscles and tendons, particularly around the knees and calves, making everyday movements feel stiff and painful. The kidneys, which regulate minerals in the blood, also come under stress with too much vitamin D, which can lead to poor filtration, water retention, and swelling in the legs, especially concerning for those already dealing with edema or circulatory issues. This is why vitamin D supplementation should never be guesswork. It must be guided by regular blood tests and a doctor's recommendation. Many people wrongly assume that because it's a vitamin, more must be better. But in reality, both deficiency and excess can threaten your leg strength, muscle coordination, and even your independence. If your legs have started to feel unusually tight or heavy, or if you've been taking high-dose vitamin D without supervision, it might be time to talk to your healthcare provider. At Forever Health 247, our goal is to help you age with strength, clarity, and confidence. So if today's video gave you something useful, please tap the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Forever Health 247. We're honored to be part of your health journey, walking beside you with each smart step you take, because every healthy choice adds up, and it's never too late to feel better in your own body. I sincerely wish you who have supported this video to always be healthy. Just 1 or 2 sentences in this video help your life. I feel satisfied. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and see you in the next videos.